So ChatGPT Pro at $200. In this video, I'm gonna tell you why ChatGPT Pro is gonna change businesses and why and who is gonna pay for those $200. Number one, OpenAI just announced 12 days of OpenAI or ChatGPT, giving examples of how that might change the world or the different kind of elements. And one of the key things, and in this time, Sam Altman in the table with all the creators of OpenAI tools, they start saying, okay, we have created a new model. What I dislike about OpenAI is the way that they put names on the models. So in this case, they said, okay, this is a ChatGPT 4o Pro. Okay, and now you are a ChatGPT user, a ChatGPT Plus user, or now you're a ChatGPT Pro user. So the ChatGPT Pro user is the new one that you're going to use the latest version of ChatGPT. But the difference is that in tier 1 it's free, so you can have and like ChatGPT like many people around the world are doing right now, because right now ChatGPT or OpenAI is the number 10 website in the world, which is crazy. And that's the reason when we compare Google Trends of ChatGPT and Cloud, Llama, or others, well, the difference is tremendous. And the reason is that a lot of people are using ChatGPT, but they don't want to tell you. Why? Because companies, they are in denial. So they know, they're aware of this technology of the large language models, but they say, please don't use it because it will compromise our data. But then they don't do anything. What they should do, they should either implement their own GPUs, have their localized versions of LLMs, or pay premium versions of LLMs so their data is protected. But if they don't do this, the users, the employees will still use LLMs because it makes their life easier. So that's the free user. Then you have the premium user, which is, okay, now I'm paying the $20 and it gives me more time and more messages and I can talk more with ChatGPT. And now that's what most people have been using so far, especially ChatGPT 4o. But they call it preview, and now it's like, oh, it has evolved. And they said, okay, now the context window, the space that you have to input text is going to change. And now that's the reason of the creation of the Pro version, which is a context window crazy. It's like, imagine 128,000 characters. Just compare to previous context windows of 32,000 characters or 16,000 characters. So who is the user and why OpenAI is going to keep growing around the world? So what Sam Altman realized, first, Sam Altman started to consolidate his power. Yes, that's the reason the other co-founders of OpenAI have left the company. The chief scientist, the COO, the CTO, the CFO, and then he reorganizes all the elements so it's completely aligned to him. Remember the coup d'etat that they have in OpenAI, and Sam Altman was ousted and then they put someone. Sam Altman came back and kicked back that board of directors. So now the board is completely aligned with Sam Altman's wishes. And that's the reason that Sam Altman right now is negotiating with Microsoft, the largest investor of OpenAI, so they can change a lot of clauses and they can finally transform from a non-profit to a for-profit company. So who's going to pay for that pro version of the $200 per month? It's not traditional users. No. They're either entrepreneurs, consultants, or companies. And the reason is that LLMs are evolving into a place that are, even though the price per token is going lower. The price per service will go higher because you will have more access to a better model that can give you a better context window and you can do more things. That's the reason. It's like if you're all the time processing data and you need to process more data and you reach limits with the traditional chat GPT of the $20, well, they offer you now pay 10 times more but do a lot of more. So what this will allow is many people will start finding new ways to start using the ChatGPT Pro version, and they will happily pay $200. It's not for the rest of the world. It's not for developing countries where their minimum wage is $400. Of course, it's crazy. Imagine, it's like you're paying for half of the minimum wage in many countries around the world. No, it's not for that. It's for people that know that by using and paying those $200 will give them at least 10 times that in benefits or 100 times in benefits. So it's a good investment. Wouldn't be that a good investment? Like when you're hiring an employee, at least you expect the employee to give you 10 times the input. So $200 is not expensive. And what is going to happen the next year is that more companies are going to offer more products that will charge more. Even will charge $2,000. Why? Because the added value of those $2,000 will bring you $20,000 or $200,000. So at the end, the price point will depend on the output. And in this case, what OpenAI is really doing is saying, hey guys, we're ready for business. And if you see the examples and the process that now ChatGPT is thinking, is because they're thinking in those use cases. And that's the most important thing. So now OpenAI, by for example taking away that clause that limits their possibilities with AGI so they can implement in commercial elements, it will allow for OpenAI to fundraise more money and to increase the revenue because more people will start just running simple calculations. Even if people don't know how to use ChatGPT Pro, they say, oh, it's $200 and it's the best in the world, I will pay it. And they will try it. So it will be like a subscription to the most amazing service ever created. Now, if you compare with Cloud, if you compare with Llama, if you compare with new research from Hermes, or you compare with Mistral, well, each one of these companies is having different strategies. And that's what we should think when you're analyzing investment. It's like when OpenAI does their IPO, which they will do, what will happen with their stock? What will happen with similar stocks? And a lot of these LLM companies are either undervalued or overvalued. In the case of OpenAI, it's undervalued. Yes, if it's a company with less than $100 billion in valuation, it's undervalued. Why? Because it's creating the technology that all of us is using. Everyone is always inspired by OpenAI, and always everyone wants to beat OpenAI. That's the beauty about OpenAI. So I'm expecting millions of users for ChatGPT Pro paying that $200 per month because they will find the real use cases and utility. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about OpenAI focus with this Pro version, and if you paid, will you pay for it? Thank you very much, and subscribe. This is Francisco Mani, where we talk about analysis and investment, so you can think about from the macro, the micro, and all the elements that constitute a good investment. Thank you very much and have a nice day.